Owner Pops. The new item everyone was going crazy about. While everyone was expecting the summer event to have ended by now, these pops had just flipped the economy on its head, and players were desperate to get one, turning into literal savages and begging to everyone they could find who had one. These items caused complete chaos. Some players wanted the pops so badly that they were willing to trade beta hats for them. They are now worth less than 1/4 of the price they once were. These items gained so much attention that they single-handedly saved the summer event. Let me explain how this all happened. Also, very quickly, we are nearing 50 subs, so do take a second to scroll down and subscribe, as it really does support the channel. Anyways, let's move on. Now, if you haven't been on the server for a while, you may have no idea what I'm talking about. You might even think the summer event has ended by now, because it was set to expire on July 31st, and originally June 31st. But why didn't it end on these dates? What was stopping them from doing so? Well, first we're going to have to look at how Unobtainables are actually obtained. Before the summer event items were earned differently. Every few minutes, one singular cosmetic was given out to a completely random player on the server. Every single person had the same probability of getting it. It didn't matter if you're an admin or if you joined the server 5 minutes ago. You both have the exact same chance of obtaining it. And this system worked because it was set on a schedule with it giving out all the items before the end of the month. However, this all changed in the summer event. This is a summer token, and it was introduced on the first day of the event. They were the new way to get Unobtainables, as instead of the original items being given out every few minutes, 15 to 25 of these summer tokens were given out every 5 minutes. The amount given was changed later, but we'll talk about that in a bit. These items again had the same chance to be won, but premium players would get double the amount of tokens if they won. If they won 1 in one of the 5-minute periods, they'd get 2. And of course, you can trade these tokens between players, because money in that. But these tokens were to be used in the AFK lounge, where there was a summer table. And if you spent 10 of these summer tokens, you have a chance of getting either the hat, item, or title. Now, of course, this was not a bad idea overall, but practically it completely failed, and there was one main obvious reason for this. Players were not spending their tokens. Now, of course, Mineclub planned for this, right? Expecting that players could not spend every single token because of leftover in inventories, or even if people became inactive and just didn't use them. Well, yes and no. On average, 240 tokens were given out every hour, 5,760 in a day, and over 170,000 of them were given out through June. Now this meant that there was well over enough tokens needed to have all the items be obtained, as only 150,000 was needed. And even more so, there was bound to be way more than 200,000 because of the large amount of premium players. So what happened? Well, the Mineclub team posted an announcement on their Discord server on July 1st about how the summer event would continue because of only 53% of summer items had been given out. Now this was fine by itself because they did not expect this to happen, as they thought enough tokens would be given out. But in the announcement, they claimed there to be over 30,000 unused tokens, which in the math we did earlier does not make much sense. Now of course, over 30,000 tokens could mean over 100,000 tokens, but I am simply going to assume in this scenario that they meant around 30 to 40,000 tokens being unused. Now, 53% of items being spun meant around 80,000 tokens had been used. And with there being about 40,000 left, round up of course, that adds up to 120,000. This is 50,000 less tokens than the predicted amount given out. Now, of course, averages can be slightly off sometimes, so it could have been 160,000, could have technically been 120,000. But premium accounts should have made up for any lost tokens, as many players have the rank. So where 50,000 tokens vanished to is unknown to me. And if any of the owners or anyone else that works on the staff team knows anything about this and they're watching this video right now, please do contact me on Discord because I am quite interested to know on how this happened. But anyways, due to these circumstances, we moved on with the summer event into July. Now during July, there were quite a few updates like the new spawn and the new cosmetic release consisting of many new hats, items and titles. But the summer event was also changed, ever so slightly. They started to give out more tokens, going from 15 to 25 every 5 minutes to 30 to 50. In a way, this was quite a big change because surely it meant that the event items would be won much quicker and the summer event would end before July. Well, again, these tokens were not spent efficiently enough, which caused the same problem to occur. They were going to have to continue the summer event again. Players had still not continued to spend tokens, and the tokens were lost in inventories too often. This meant there could be over 100,000 tokens that may have been not spent by the end of July. But some unusual things started to happen the next day. Many staff members were online at once, and most notably, over 25 staff were in a staff voice lounge, and only the owners and Rasho, a manager in the Mineclub team, had their mics unmuted. Something was about to go down, and around 20 minutes later, a Discord ping in the announcements channel. It contained 3 main messages, with one sticking out majorly. Housing, which was set to release soon, was delayed to a future date due to it not being quite ready yet. They also confirmed that the summer event would go on, as the items of course had not been spent. But thirdly, the title of the video, the reason you clicked on the video, the owner pop figures. The server went to panic. Everyone was desperate to get their hands on one of these pops, as they knew they could be gone at any time. Because there are only 1,000 of each pop, this finally caused players to spend their summer tokens, because everyone wanted one. The table still consisted of the summer items, so you were still not guaranteed a pop, and this made them extremely valuable in the first couple days. If you announced you had a pop in chat, instant teleport request. Players DMing you to buy it, some lowballing, some extremely overpaying, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But one thing for sure was that no one complained about the summer event continuing, or even thought about it not ending. People were so obsessed with these pops, staying up to very late hours just worrying that an in-game pop figure won't be there in the morning. And that is how pops made people forget the accident that was the long and dragged out summer event.